Icon of the Seas breaks a waterslide. Disney leaves Australia and cruise ships return to Vanuatu. Here's our thoughts, our take, and how it's going to affect our cruising.
I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want.
Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel. This is our Cruise Muse segment. So this is where we bring to you our take on the latest news in the cruise and travel world. Mainly on cruising though.
Absolutely. So there's been quite a bit going on this week, Al.
There has. So what's your take then on the waterslide incident on the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas? This is the largest cruise ship in the world and is only a year old.
Well, it's about a year and a half old now, I think January 2024. But even so, 18 months old, a cruise ship should not be breaking like this. It's quite bizarre, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so tell us what's happened.
So what happened was, on Icon of the Seas, one of the water slides cracked. A hole developed in the bottom of it. One of the passengers was injured, quite badly from what I understand, although hopefully they'll be okay. It appears, from what I've read, there was somebody who noticed the cracking that was going down the slide, but didn't have chance, by the time they got to the bottom, did not have chance to go and warn anybody. And this happened. Water poured out and the passenger was injured.
So I believe that, well, they didn't fall through the hole, luckily. It actually did develop a hole that somebody could have fallen through, especially if it'd been a child. The adult is recovering, so they're being looked after. They're recovering. They're in a stable condition. But gosh, yes. Now, I don't know. Anybody who knows me knows that I like a little bit of adventure, and I do try things out on the cruise ships. I've done the zip lines. Well, we've walked across the those kind of the glass.
Oh, the glass, yeah, absolutely.
The glass ways. You were looking at doing one of the slides. We've been on the eye. What's that one called? Just
the North Star.
The North Star. I mean, all that is an added element of danger because it all relies on engineering and construction.
But you don't think about it at the time. You put your trust in these things, that enough tests have been undertaken. Look, I guess investigations will tell us in the future what's gone wrong here, why this has happened. But it does cast a bit of a shadow. And in a week when, and this is not in the cruise, but in a week when also one of the big amusement attractions in Saudi Arabia collapsed. If you haven't seen it, it's quite terrifying, some of that. It's one of those, it goes round, it's a big circular thing where people sit in, and it goes, and the arm puts you up, and it got to the top, the arm broke, the whole thing just collapsed, and all the people, the circle, everything just collapsed to the ground. If you haven't seen it, it's quite terrifying to watch, just as the Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, I mean, we're not encouraging you to, it's like car crash TV, but you literally have to watch it a few times to comprehend that this huge mechanical swinging arm just goes clunk.
It did, just break, snaps.
Snaps.
It didn't bend, it just snapped off.
Like no big dramatic noise, no earthquake, nothing. Just snapped. Yeah. I have now reconsidered. I really have genuinely kind of went, I'm gonna double think some of these things that I have done in the past.
Well,
whether I do them again.
I was going to think, when you think about some of these ships, that some of the things that are on there now, they are like amusement parks, which is why I brought up the amusement park. We've got the Norwegian with the slingshot. I forget what it's called anyway, but it's that you sit in it and it like a roller coaster. There's even the ones where you go around on the like the roller coaster type rides. Water slides are common, especially on the bigger ships. Things like, if we think about the MSC ships, the World America, where it's got the drop from deck 20 down to deck 10.
The one where you stand on like a platform and then it pulls it away and you do like a free fall drop.
They've got those on Carnival Splendor. And some of these as well have got the slides that overhang the side of the ship. World America, World America is one at the moment that we've been looking at, and it has got a big swing that swings out. Swings from the side of the ship. Were looking swings at. Out from the side of the ship and then back again. Like if something happened, like the Saudi Arabia one, if it's
metal fatigue, and especially being out on the sea, you kind of think these things are going to have not more wear and tear, but they're going to be more susceptible to weather conditions and corrosion. So not putting fear into you or anything, but it certainly made us kind of think, we'll think twice about some of these things, especially because we're getting a bit older. as well. That's the other thing. I think if you're younger and your kids, you're a little bit more bendy.
Oh,
You're
kids
a bit more
kids know no fear anyway. do they?
No.
But look, there's thousands of people every week go on these things on all the cruise ships around the world without a problem. As I said, the investigators will tell us what happened on the Royal Caribbean ship in due course. But it does make you think.
Well, let me just, I guess, put a bit of a leveler out there. So when we were doing a little bit of investigating about this, and there is there is a website out there called, let me see.
It's Cruise Mapper.
It's called Cruise Mapper. Cruise Mapper has lots of fantastic information about cruising on there. It's a fabulous website. So if you love cruising and if you're on this website watching us, I'm sure you do.
It's a great site for plotting or finding out where ships are at any given time as well and what their itineraries are.
It has a page called, so it's cruisemapper.com, and then it has a section called accidents. This sounds terrible, but honestly, I got lost in it because it's so well set up. So it includes all the incidents. It's got every single cruise ship goes back from about 5 or 6 years, every single event on every cruise ship. And then it's listed by the dates, the type of incident, and then the cruise line and the ship itself. And when you click into it, it has the full news article. Well, I mean, years and years ago, people used to go like to the obituaries, didn't they, on their local papers?
Who's died this week?
That's what I felt like I was doing, honestly. I was going through it. So they have the incidents such as illnesses, boat rescues, drug busts, passengers fighting and passenger crimes. I was like, ooh, I was right nosy. I was like a nosy neighbour.
There'll be a few of those from the US recently, I would suspect.
The only recent one I found, though, for anything in Australia, we're a pretty boring, sober lot, I have to say.
I wouldn't say boring.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not boring.
We just don't get on these types of reports.
A good, clean lot we are. We've got a fantastic safety record on our ships. So the last one was actually a boat rescue, and that was on the Carnival Splendor out of Sydney.
That's right.
In May.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
and the ship responded to a distress signal from a catamaran that had come out into inclement weather, and it had 2 couples and 3 dogs, and all were safely rescued and put on board the Carnival Splendor. Come from the Gold Coast. So that was that bit of news.
Oh, actually, a bit of a diversion here, because my very first cruise I went on in Australia was on the Pacific Sun. And on the way back, I think we were 2 days out of Brisbane. And during the night, we turned around to rescue a yacht. It was a French couple that had picked up another couple from one of the islands, and they were spending their time sort of just sailing around the world, and it got caught on the reef and stricken. And stricken. And the yacht had completely gone. They were hanging on to basically some belongings. It took us 9 hours to get to them. The batteries died on their responders and things, so we'd no idea when we got there whether they were going to be alive or not, but they were fine, and we brought them on board. We got an extra day holiday.
So now our ship's tender will head across there, taking very good care, of course, to make sure they're still in safe water, and transfer the 4 people into our tender and bring them to safety. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bridge. Pleased to tell you that all 4 survivors are safely on board Pacific Sun and on their way to the medical centre to be assessed.
It was a bit of excitement, actually, for our first ever cruise.
That's like a movie. There is a movie like that, isn't it? Where there's a lady kind of caught on a rock, and she's just kind of out there.
That's right.
There is, and then I did find out from Cruise Mapper the emergency codes. Do you want to know some of the emergency codes? So you've got to guess. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Apparently they say them 3 times over the tannoy, which we have heard before. So Oscar, Oscar, Oscar.
No.
Man overboard. You hear that one?
Oscar overboard makes sense.
Yeah. Alpha, Alpha, Alpha.
Oh, going on the same, I don't know, A?
It's emergency. Like emergency medical attention is needed.
Oh, okay.
Now this is one, this is quite an interesting one. And probably everybody should know this one. Code Pink. Code Pink is for a missing child or a child emergency.
Wow.
And this one, you would never guess this, because like Code Grey. Code Grey sounds very boring, doesn't it? No? It means fight.
Well, it's an instruction.
It means there's somebody who is
somebody having a fight.
abusive. It's not an instruction like evacuate.
Everybody.
Yeah, so that's it. There's an abusive person or there is a fight. You will hear code grey being given over the channel.
I'll tell you what I have heard on ships quite a lot, and you've probably heard it as well, for exercise. Do you know what the response?
Yes.
You know what the response to for exercise is?
Just
Go to the gym. Dad jokes coming in. Sorry. Anyway, let's carry on.
Let's move on. Now, Robert is quite a big Disney fan.
Love Disney. In fact, you'll see on the bookshelf behind us some Disney characters actually.
And we've got pictures up as well in the kind of in the bedrooms and around some of the inner halls in there of Disney. So the big news in Disney is that Disney Cruise Lines have confirmed it will not return to Australia for the 26-27 season. So Disney Wonder will the Disney Wonder will depart after February 2026, and the reason they've cited for that is the limited port stops and high fares that were the reason for the low uptake. Basically, nobody in Australia was booking the cruises on the Disney Wonder.
I spoke to a few people. I know a few people that have been on Disney, and they said it was great. They had a great time, but they are expensive. Around about $1,000 a night that we looked at when we looked at it, which is up there.
Well, this is it. You see, Robert is a fan, and even for something like a birthday or an anniversary that we said we would look at it to do, like a special occasion for a few nights, for that kind of money, it was like we just didn't think we would get good bang for our buck.
No, absolutely not. And especially given the fact that Disney Wonder is an older ship now, it's 26 years old, and it's a fairly small ship. I think she's about 84,000 tons, holds about 2,400 passengers. So by today's standard, it's a very small ship, and because it's a small ship, there are a lot more limited things that you can do. When you compare it to the Disney playgrounds, like in the US and in Paris, and which is all the rides and all the funfair and all the attractions. You just can't get those on an 84,000 ton ship.
No, and so it was state of the art in its day, though, Robert. So back then, 26 years isn't that long for a cruise ship, but as you say, it's that smaller, and they're not decommissioning that ship. They are going to retain it as that more kind of personal, classic sort of Disney style. And in its place, not coming to Australia, unfortunately, but going to Singapore, out of Singapore, is going to be the Disney Adventure.
Now, we have looked in the past. I think we even booked a cabin at one stage, but didn't go through with it on the Disney Wonder out of Melbourne. We wanted to go on Disney, or I wanted to go on Disney anyway, but we've recently had a look at the Disney Adventure, which is due to be launched in December 2025, and from what I understand, is likely to sail year-long round out of Singapore.
They're 3 and 4 nights.
They are 3 and 4.
So they're cruises to nowhere, but they're designed, aren't they, to be more immersive and more themed.
Now, this is a brand new ship. This is a 208,000 ton ship. It's massive compared to the Disney Wonder. Holds over 6,000 passengers, so it's roughly 3 times the number of passengers. And from what we've seen on the website, it looks fantastic.
You can see the grin. Honestly, to me, it was just. I'm sorry to those who love Disney and who thought that the Disney Wonder was lovely. It looks cute. It looks quaint. It does look very classically Disney. It kind of reminds me of the princesses in the big gowns, kind of walking around, and people dressed up in costumes. Just did nothing for me. We went on and had a look at the Disney Adventure.
Adventure looks fantastic.
Oh,
now,
I just looked at it. I was like, I want to go on that cruise ship.
There are pluses and minuses to this. There are pluses and minuses. Now, the plus is it's a lot cheaper to go on the Disney Adventure from Singapore than it was from Melbourne. I've looked at quite a few different prices, but we're looking at probably around about the 500 to 600 for 2 people a night, as opposed to the 1,000 a night that it was from Melbourne. Now, I'm generalising, different cruises, obviously different prices.
Yeah.
But it is quite a bit considerably cheaper to go out of Singapore. Now, that's a plus side. Plus side. The downside is, of course, you've got to get to Singapore.
You've got flights,
and
you've got
the
extra time.
flights, time, and accommodation costs while you're there. But if you are planning a trip to Singapore, if you want to make it into a longer trip, maybe have a week or 2 weeks, and you want to take in a 3 or 4 night cruise, then it is a lot more cost effective alternative. I'm not saying it's cheap. It's still not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a lot more cost effective than going out of Melbourne, and you have this brand new big ship.
So when I looked at it, so we've got so both have the themed dining experiences and the Disney style areas, but the difference is that the Disney Adventure is more of that interactive kind of precincts and zones, so it's very, very kind of interactive things, and the same with the entertainment in the evening. So I'll give you and both have the adult only sections as well. But I'll give you a little summary that I put together. So the Disney Wonder offers cozy, nostalgic kind of evening vibes, traditional shows and lounges. The Disney Adventure is dynamic, theme park style nightlife, and sort of the immersive entertainment. This is the one I love. Disney Adventure, they've got a cocktail lounge called Spellbound, and it's themed after the evil queen from Snow White.
You've got to think twice before you drink one of those cocktails.
I reckon it'll have all the...
I was going to say, don't be eating any of the fruit while you're there, either.
It'll have all the smoke, won't it, coming out of it? And then it's got a Broadway-style show called Captain Sparrow and the Siren Queen, which is a big pirate adventure with LED lighting. You see, I'm there. I'm already imagining
looks fantastic.
Whereas in the Disney Wonder, it's got things like the Disney-themed trivia game shows, and then the Disney Dreams and Enchanted Classic. That kind of thing.
We will certainly be following Disney Adventures progress to launch, and we'll see.
We'll see whether we think it's good value.
Currently, currently itineraries and fares are available up until I think September of 2026. We are looking for something around about October 2026 at the moment. So in a few months, hopefully those fares will be out. And you never know, we may be adding Disney Adventure to our cruise itinerary for 2026.
Disney's a little bit like Virgin for us, isn't it? I mean, I know they are complete opposites of ships, but they're both on our kind of bucket list of things we want to do. People who go on Disney love them, and people who go on the Virgin ships really, really have a fantastic time. And so we want to go on both. We just don't want to spend the money. We just think that both seem to be quite expensive for what you get. I don't know. We're just going to have to make the plunge, aren't we? And do those.
So what else have we got? What do we say? Vanuatu.
That was good news.
That's been on the cards for a little while. If you don't recall, the port at Vanuatu was damaged about 8-9 months ago, I think, and the ships were not able to go there, and have been trying to find ways to get back into Port Vila. When I say Port Vanuatu, I'm talking about Port Vila. Sorry. The ships have been going to the likes of Mystery Island and other places in Vanuatu, Santo.
That was an earthquake?
That destroyed the docks and the road in Port Vila. So what they've done, the Port Vila, they have built a temporary stage jetty, and ships are now able to go back to Port Vila, and they go to Port Vila by tender boat. And the first ship back was Carnival Adventure Carnival Adventure on the 8th of August this week. They went back, they received a fantastic welcome. They also got their plaque. You know, when a ship goes to a port for the first time, they get a little plaque that they can put in the ship, sort of like to commemorate to commemorate their first visit to that port. So Adventure got her plaque for being the first ship back. So look, there's not a lot to say on that. Just like, it's great to see ships going back to Port Vila. We wish everybody in Port Vila the best, and we hope that tourism can return.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, tourism takes money back to the country, and obviously then props up any of the repairs and infrastructure work that's needed. And then also it's great news for us cruisers, because we've got limited stops from cruise ships departing from Australia about where we go. So it was an extra port.
There's plenty to do in Port Vila as well.
Extra port off the list.
Yeah.
So
we're going out to the South Pacific for our new year on Royal Caribbean, so it will be good to be able to go back and see Port Vila.
Yeah, and just see the progress, and yes, that'd be great. So when we were looking at the Disney before, we then started to have a look at the fly and cruise options because we thought, well, if we have to go to Singapore to have a look at
I jumped
Disney,
the gun here a bit, haven't I?
well, it was
By
that was
throwing in the Vanuatu, my apologies.
you were that excited. Doesn't
I am
matter.
excited about
Yeah.
going back to Port Vila.
But it was just that we then started looking at the fly and cruise packages. So this is where, so some agencies are now offering where you can go in and you will find a cruise somewhere else in the world, but they will package it all up for you and you will have the flights included, the hotel at the other end, and it's all worked out for you. So all the timing's done. You don't have to bother with all that hassle. And they can come at considerable savings. Some have savings, some are extra for that.
Are you talking about the
convenience.
Aldi deals and the
Yeah.
Trip a Deal and
So
Holiday Max, all those sort of ones?
Yeah, so there's a difference on the different ones that can be offered. So I'll just tell you about. So we've got Cruise Away Australia, which we've looked at before. So they have what's called Dream Away packages, and the Dream Away packages can include the flights, the cruises, the hotels, some tours sometimes, and then some extra little packages sometimes, like the Wi-Fi or the drinks. It just depends on which one they're putting together. So what they've got on offer at the moment is a Brisbane to Bali on the Carnival, 20 nights from 2,799.
Now, this is the Encounter repositioning cruise, not repositioning, dry dock cruise. It is a repositioning, but dry dock. So it's going from Brisbane up to Singapore to spend some time in dry dock and receive, unknown at this stage, carnivalisation and changes. And we'll see what happens
Bit
with
of
that.
an
We'll be following
upgrade, we
that as
think.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will
That
she
works
get the
out.
ice cream machines? Will she get the self-serve beer machines and the Guy's burgers? We will wait and see with bated breath.
Yeah, they could do with sorting out some of those kind of public toilet areas. There's some things that just desperately need a little bit of TLC, as well as some of the Carnival upgrades, I think, as well on that one.
What do you get included for that for 2,800?
2,800, 20 nights. That includes your flights and it includes the stay, staying in a hotel, and it's all kind of worked out for you.
And that's on a two-person.
Two-person
Yeah,
cabin.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Wow.
the cheapest one, but they did have the different cabins on offer. That's $140 per person per night.
All flights,
Oh, good.
accommodation,
Yeah, obviously all your food.
cruise.
You can then go on your cruise line's own programs. Now, I didn't know they did this. You knew about this, didn't you? I'd never even followed
The airfares, yeah, you can book your airfares through your cruise line with certain cruise lines. They are generally not the cheapest option, but they do add a high level of security. I liken it to when you book your shore excursions with the cruise line. You pay a premium price, but you get security of knowing that you're going to get off with your crowd to take you to the tour in the morning or afternoon, whenever it might be. You know that if something goes wrong, that they will look after you. You know, if it's the tour's coming back late, then the ship will wait for you. And if it all goes completely sideways, you've at least got somebody to complain to, unlike when you book it privately. I liken these flights like you book your flight through the cruise line. If something goes wrong, if the flight's cancelled, if the flight's delayed, they will arrange for you to get on the next available flight. If you can't make the ship, or if the ship can't wait for you long enough for you to be able to join, they will arrange for you to go to the next port of call, assuming that's a port that you can get on, and then join the ship there. So it's that security. You'll pay a premium price for it, but it is a definitely, if you're a bit anxious about it, it's definitely worth considering.
Yes.
Yeah. So some of the main ones that do that are Princess, I think Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean, we've got Carnival, do a flight of
Carnival.
fun. They all support, Princess has got Easy Air, it's
Easy Air,
called.
that's right.
And they all support departures from the major Australian cities. I actually like that you just said you pay a premium and you do get somebody to complain to. Fancy paying a premium so you could actually just complain to somebody. No, talk to the hand.
We've been through that before in Fiji for one. Yeah, but anyway, I've seen. That's another story. That's another story for another day. Anyway, we've probably gone through everything we were going to talk about today,
That
I think.
was it, yeah. That was the big cruise news for this week.
Yeah, so this little segment, as I said at the beginning, or as Al said at the beginning, it's just what's happening in the news and how it's going to affect us and how it will change us and how it relates to us. If you've liked the video, please hit like, please hit subscribe, hit the notification button if you want to see more of our videos. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting us, and we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye for now.